So let's read this crap, dude. Let's read it. Quarterly update, boys. Diablo 4. This is my first time actually covering anything Diablo 4 related. I've gotten plenty of questions, but I've actually never uploaded anything or covered it myself. So yeah, welcome everybody. This is the September 2020, as you can see, quarterly update. We're just gonna quickly go over everything because I am like a day or two late or whatever, and some of you have already seen this, but these are some of my opinions, I guess, and I guess we could reveal it together for people that haven't seen it, but my opinions and my review of this quarterly update. Let's see how it goes. So again, I've seen this already, but I will recap it for myself. So, to the Diablo community, hello and welcome to a new installment of quarterly Diablo for developer updates. We enjoyed hearing your thoughts on our last blog and have followed many of the discussions. It kicked off within the community. So, yeah, that's good that they're listening to the community. That's something that, like, developers should always do if they're trying to continue to create great games that people are interested in, to keep their fans interested. It's very encouraging for us to hear that you appreciate the steady update, cadence, and behind the scenes look at our early work. We're also excited by all the positive reactions we're seeing to the art, cinematics, in addition to the open world gameplay, Diablo franchise. Open world, now, one thing I haven't mentioned before about Diablo is, like, I'm not sure how I feel about open world and Diablo franchise. I'm not sure. We'll see how well it's implemented and stuff like that. But, yeah, like I'm saying, I'm not sure how well how well that's gonna go. We'll see. It could go either way. The team has poured over a lot of constructive feedback regarding the current direction of itemization. We're looking to give you updates later in the year. Itemization, so very, very good. Or that's a very important thing to talk about, obviously, because it's a big part of the game. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that coming up. So it's not yet, unfortunately. Some of the progress we've made will we'll speak directly to the questions we've raised in the community. Stay tuned. Sounds good. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. I couldn't be more excited to share the details in today's update. Our lead system designer, David Kim, Pog, will take us on a deep dive into the ins and outs of the new skill and talent systems. We are currently playtesting new systems, and early feedback is super promising. I hope you enjoy it, and always we'll be following conversations, forums, and community sites. It's good that they're listening. That's the best. That's the best thing you can ask for. Okay. So, skills and talents. Today we're going to look at skills and talents, a topic of many you have asked about. Okay. A first quick update on the things we've shared in our previous development blogs. So, a quick update. Now, I haven't really covered this stuff, but I've seen the whole, a little bit of the ancestral, demonic, angelic powers. Potential, right? I actually saw Mr. Llama talk about some of the stuff, and there could be breakpoints, or there could be interesting trade-off breakpoints for angelic, demonic, and ancestral power to further implement a playstyle that you're actually interested in playing. So that's cool. This isn't cool enough in the current version of the pitch. Duly noted. Another problem we identified was the ratio of effort to rewards. For example, in order to gain a specific minor bonus, Minor bonuses. Players would most likely have to carry around several extra pieces of gear, each with different amounts of initial shield dramatic power. Would be constantly calculate each power. So, again, like I said, I already saw Mr. Llama's version of this. But basically, I think this could be easily solved with like a sheet. Or something telling you, you know, how much demonic power to the next breakpoint, or how much ancestral power to the next breakpoint. How much do you have currently? Yeah, I feel like that could quickly and easily be fixed along those lines with something like that. So bookkeeping, I feel like the game could do that for us with, like, you know, basic HUD. However, one thing we really liked about the system of the gameplay of managing stats in a meaningful way to hit certain bonus thresholds, then make your items better suited for the playstyle. Yeah, exactly what I literally just said. That is good. I like that idea. We need some more time for iteration rework here, and look forward to sharing more on itemization in our next quarterly blog. Good. Like I said, itemization. Very important. So the next one is going to be big. Obviously skills are important too, but... Legendary items. Okay, I actually didn't read this part. We are exploring some big changes in the space for two reasons. We agree with the feedback that a character's power is currently too dependent on items. We plan to put more... Yeah, in like Diablo 3. Yeah, I see what you're saying. More players' power back into the character to make build choices more impactful, rather than have the majority of player power coming from the items they have equipped. That said, it's important that we strike the right balance so itemization choices always feel meaningful. I love this. This is a good statement right here. Making it that, you know, you're not neglecting the character itself. Because in Diablo 3, I like Diablo 3 actually, okay, and I like Diablo 2. They're both different games, but Diablo 3, like, there's way too much impact on the player from the legendary power that you're getting. For example, what is the first thing you do when you start a season? You do your, like, challenge rift, so you can get enough materials, so you can extract a legendary power. And then that legendary power, you build around that legendary power that is in your cube, and that power carries you, like, through till you get to, like, actual greater rifting. Like, so that is, that's an issue when you have something that's that strong, in my opinion. That, like, you literally build your character around the item. Which I feel like it should be kind of the other way around. Or maybe a mixed match of both. Like they were saying, trying to find the right balance with the itemization choices to be meaningful. We've also had very mixed team feedback regarding core itemization. We're currently looking at how to best differentiate our various item qualities. For example, should magic quality items have higher affixes stats than rares? This is amazing. I love that they're actually thinking about this stuff. Again, like E3, blues and yellow items are rares and magic items. They're just materials to break down so you can actually, you know, you can actually use real items, which are the sets and uniques, or legendaries, I should say. So I'm very excited that they're thinking about this stuff. I think that with Diablo 2 itemization, they freaking nailed it. Like, as far as some blue items, like, last night I got a, Gothic plate, or an Artisan's Gothic Plate of the Whale, which is basically a 3-socket 96 life or something like that roll on an armor. So you can get like a 4-socket item with like a bunch of life. And that would be like best in slot if you put like a bunch of jewels of your desire in that item. So it gives you life and a bunch of sockets. So that is like really cool. Magic items, in that sense, like Jmod and like 640s are really cool. Because they're pretty rare and they're hard to find, but they can be better than rares, and they can be better than uniques. They can be best in slot. But most of the time they're junk, you know? Or like a 40 MF ring. Anyways, but higher than rare items, I do like that. Because rare items have more stats, you know, like a jewel with ED. On a rare jewel, you have like 30 ED, right? Whereas like on a magic jewel, you have up to 40 ED. So like, yes, on the rare one, you have more stats. You could have res, you could have replenished life, you could have strength, all these different things. But on the magic one, you have higher stats and different pools of stats. So I like that. I think rares and magics should have their own impact. You can expect... Oh yeah, and also, like, one thing on that is just, like, you know, in Diablo 2, for example, you can ID, like, a whole bunch of rares, and they can be insane sometimes. Like, you know, druid pelts, barb helms, claws, different things like that, can be absolutely insane. Sometimes even swords or whatever, boots, gloves, etc. But anyways, onto the new thing. I'm definitely looking forward to more about legendary items and itemization. I'm very excited about the next one, actually, reading this. So, the new skill system. As he mentioned, we have made some major changes to Diablo 4 skill and talent systems. We've been reading through a lot of comments from the community and agree that the talent system needs more depth. Similarly, skill system progression felt too simple, which created the issue where a player would have no meaningful reason to spend their skill points. With valuable feedback in mind, we have been iterating on the new skill system. Good. I always think that, you know, okay, so Path of Exile is like the extreme, right? I really think that's actually a brilliant design of a skill tree. However, it is not at all beginner friendly. Even with the search function. Like, even with the search function, you can't even find the skill sometimes that you're looking for. It's just so massive. Though I do think it's brilliant if you're trying to min-max. However, you know, I think the more important thing is, I think there's something said about it a little bit down here, called, like, easy to learn, difficult to master, that quote. That is, like, that's what I want to see in the skill tree, right? It's like, okay, you know, actually having builds that you can min-max and optimize, all that stuff. Very important. So, anyways. As you can see from the screenshot below, we have separate sections for skills and passives. Take a look again, real quick. So, I already looked a little bit... Ooh, that's the wrong button. Wrong button, chat. Okay. So, I already looked a little bit at this, and I'll just quickly go over this. I don't really feel like going through this that much. But yeah, so it looks like, from what we can see, this looks like the Sorcerer's skill tree. And we have lightning, we have cold, and we have fire. We also have these blank ones, which I'm not exactly sure. Maybe that's like not skills that are not iterated yet, or whatever. Or maybe you can choose a skill to go there or something. I don't know. but it looks a little strange with the skill tree all like mangled up. I'd say the one thing, like, I'd say first of all, I do love the look of the skill tree. It looks pretty sick. It's dark. It's you know, the graphically it's awesome, and it definitely fits the feel of Diablo 4. I know that these are passives down here. I believe if you like read farther down, basically it starts talking a little bit about them, and we could probably do that in a sec here. Let me fix this. Fixie. So yeah, I do like the look of it. The problem is, I feel like there should be lightning, there should be cold, and there should be fire, you know, or something like that. Not mixed and matched like that is right now. Maybe to simplify it, but also like maybe to make it a little bit more complex in the sense of the farther you go down the tree in a certain area, you're going to be getting a benefit of this or benefit of that or whatever. But let's take a look at what he says down here, because I actually don't remember. Sorcerer's, yeah, so Sorcerer's skill tree, right. Contains skills and skill upgrades with the roots contain powerful passive effects. Yes. So, cool thing about that with your passive effects, in my opinion, is probably like when you're leveling, you get a guaranteed X amount of power, right? Let me actually fix this again real quick. Okay. So you get like, with passives, you know, roots contain powerful passives. When you get, you know, level, let's say for example, because I don't know how the system works exactly, but you say you hit level 20, right? At level 25, you get a passive, and now your character is at least this strong. Because this passive is working for you, no matter what you're doing. So, there is kind of like a easy to learn aspect in that. At least that I can see with passives being at, you know, unlocked at a certain point. So I kind of like that. If you're doing something completely wrong or not meta, you at least have passives trying to carry you through the game, you know? Is basically what I'm saying. Upper skill section is where you will spend the skill points that you earn by leveling up. Okay. Upper skill... oh, yeah. So this is the upper skill section. Unlock additional functionality for skills and unlock passive points that you can spend on the lower passive section tree. So that's cool. Kind of like we were talking about earlier. Charge bolts. Release 6 bolts of lightning. Erratic pattern dealing. Okay. Yep. So, again, small damage numbers is something I like to see. Small mana cost. Charge bolt. We know what that is. It's good. I like that skill, right? Ball lightning. You know, it's expensive. Conjure a ball lightning that slowly moves forward, zapping enemies for X damage. You can spend skill points on the square nodes to unlock new active skills for your character. Oh. So these are masteries? Wait. I'm kind of confused a little bit on this wording down here. So it says ball lightning and charge bolts, right? Then it says major destruction and mastery. Maybe it's like yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out in a sec. Upgrade node. Okay, so charge bolts. Charge bolts create an additional bolt. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, because that's kind of like Diablo 3 runes to some extent. And that's okay to some extent, but I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Upgrade node, ball lightning. Ball lightning collapses the crackling energy at the end of its path. Crackling energy gives you 25 mana when you move near it. So, like, you have a skill, and then you select the skill. And then you select a mastery or a sub-skill, sub-bonus upgrade, or upgrade node. Spend points on circular upgrade nodes to enhance active skills you've unlocked. To me, it sounds like I don't know. It sounds like there's like your leveling, your individual levels aren't impacting this as much. Or like everything's super spread out. Like say there's level 90, right? Or like level 90's max, okay? Every 10 levels, for example, you get something else on the skill tree. It feels very spread out. If you want to go for specific elements. Now, maybe there's an easy respec system. I'm not sure how that works, but like, it definitely feels like it's either spread out too much, meaning like, maybe there's 90 skills right on the tree. I don't know how many skills are on the tree, but like, say one level, like level 1, you get a fire skill. Level 2, you get a cold skill. Level 3, you get a lightning skill. Level 4, you get a fire skill. Then you get, you know, cold, lightning, fire, light, or fire, cold, lightning, etc. If you do that, then you're not really. I feel like you're spread too thin. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but basically, I just think that, you know, there could be problems, is all I'm saying. But, I mean, it has potential. I would have to see it in use. I would have to, maybe a dev make a video on it or something, an update on how they really want it to be designed. It would be interesting to see their opinion on some of these things and why they chose what they chose. So I'm not sure runes is the way I want to do it, but you know, it could be okay. Okay, and then we have these. These are the passive nodes. As you explore branches of the tree, you'll find passive points. So there's a passive point, passive point, passive point. Interesting that they have like different emblems, like not full. This one's like full, and this one's like semi-full or something. Overcharge. Critical hit effect. Lightning damage has 3% chance to create crackling energy. So, yeah, little passives that help you here and there is kind of like tying into what I said earlier about how it kind of helps you along through the game because you're always getting stronger in some way. We're talking about Diablo 4 as of right now for those that missed it. So, there's a quarterly update in September, and that's what we're talking about right now. So yeah, it's interesting. Passive points, maybe. I don't know. I have to see it in action, I feel like, for me to really have a good opinion on it, or see like how it actually plays out, like why they're doing what they're doing. The skill tree you see above consists of many specific nodes, a sample of which you can see the screenshots above. If we imagine every single node on the massive skill tree affecting different skills in different ways, the path that you decide to take determines big power increases and playstyle choices. Right. Which is cool, but like, again, I want to see, I would want to see a opinion of a dev. The passive part of the system is where you will find more general upgrades to your character. Yes, the effects are not specific to specific skills or particular skills. Therefore, the skill tree will have a good mix of all types of different choices for players to make. That's good. One last thing we want to point out is that players will not be able to acquire every skill tree node. We're currently aiming 30 to 40% of the node fills for endgame, which is excellent. The players can have very distinct and different ways to play their build character. Great! So that means you can play more than once, and you don't have to just have, you know, one character for everything, right? That's excellent. I like that. I'm glad they're aware of that too. Sorcerer's Enchantment System. Many things you might remember. Barbarian's Arsenal System. The ability to carry and smoothly swap between multiple deadly weapons, which greatly increase their power. We've been exploring unique class mechanics for our other classes. The main goal for us is have very unique class-specific mechanics in Diablo 4. We have a goal. Diablo is kind of a game where many players try out different builds, classes, especially during seasonal play. I believe that unique class mechanics will be with very different strengths and playstyles compared to the class. Will make exploring the different classes and playing the game much more fun. So everything is a lot more unique. So Barb's Arsenal System, Sorcerer's Enchantment System. So let's look at the Sorcerer's Enchantment System. This is how it works. Is there a wording? Sorcerer's Skills. So we have Ball Lightning, which is right here. Mastery. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a little bit from earlier. Ultimate. I want to see this whole thing. Left click, right click. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to see all of it, dude. I want to be able to hover it. The Ball Lightning skill, like other classes, each sorcerer's skill has 2 possible effects. Conjure Ball Lightning and slows movement stopping. When crackling energy would form, Ball Lightning is formed instead. Ball Lightning no longer collapses into crackling energy. Skill slot effect, enchant slot effect. Ball Lightning is formed instead. Okay. So you just get like a passive skill type of thing in enchantments. So instead of an active skill, you get like a passive skill here. That just kind of does its own thing. Ball Lightning on like other classes. Okay, Sorceress Skills. Can be placed into 2 locations in an active skill slot that every other class also has access to. And an enchantment slot if you play a skill in the enchantment slot. You no longer use it as an active skill, but your character instead gains bonus power. Yes, secondary bonus power. That's like a passive skill. 13 points available. Tree, minor, major, defensive, conjuration, mastery, ultimate. Mastery, Ball Lightning, enchantment slot. Okay. Yeah, so we read that a little bit earlier. Gives you 25 mana when you move near it. I think that's a bug right here, or something. Well, crackling energy, it's just explaining what crackling energy is, I guess. So. Okay, let's move down a little bit more. Ball Lightning, as an enchantment, you gain secondary effect of the skill. Right. Already read that. The power you gain from enchantment is extremely significant, and you can currently make builds based around your enchantments, your active skills, or a mix of both. That's kind of cool. So this is like an active skill where you can decide where to put it, and then this is like the enchantment skill where it's just kind of like going where it's going. It's doing its own thing, right? An example of a system, Meteor. Meteor allows you to fire a chunk uh, fiery chunk of rock from the sky. You can choose to slot as an enchantment. You won't be able to control meters, but they fall onto enemies periodically. This skill is under development and may be different in the final game. Looks cool. So far, looks cool. That's awesome. I love the knockback, dude. Throwing the goats dudes in the air. We've been testing this class mechanic for a while now, and the team feedback has been really positive. This new system now empowers you to make some interesting choices to strategize around which skills you'd want to slot in as an enchantment, as you won't be able to put one skill in both places. Yes, that is good. I like that idea. It could be interesting. You know, it could be interesting. We're exploring Druid-specific class mechanic as well. We'll have more information to share in the future. Endgame Progression system. Druid Armageddon. Yeah, basically, that's what's going on, dude. Lastly, we have been hard at work. Endgame character progression system. Important feature. A little more time. Won't be long in the next blog, but we want to mention it because it will be other significant source of power that comes from your class. The system is intended to provide more depth and replayability than what Paragon currently offers in Diablo 3. Good. Yeah, Paragon is just... I don't know, man. It's cool that you play the game and you get increasing benefits, but like, bro. Power creep city, man. At the same time, you know? Rather than like, oh, I min-maxed my gear and now it's a little bit more, it's a little bit better because, you know, I've been grinding so many hours to find the perfect roll on this item, like in Diablo 2, that now I have an advantage slightly, versus, oh, I'm just always getting this power creep. Anyways, we and many Blizzard gamers have talked about the concept. Yeah, there you go. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. Easy to learn and difficult to master. We believe that the endgame progression system is where the difficult to master component will come in, and should meet the expectations of most hardcore Diablo players out there. That is what I like to see, dude. Easy to learn, difficult to master. This is absolutely amazing. Love that idea. Keep that through the game. We're excited to read through the feedback from the community regarding our revamped skill and talent system as a new Sorcerers Enchant system. We are always reading their comments in the forums, Reddit. Okay. So they're listening, which is awesome, dude. So far, I'd say this is pretty big, dude. I'm happy with some of these ideas that are coming up with, and I think there could be some changing. I'm really looking forward to see itemization. And I'm pretty sure I'll cover that when that comes out. Anything else, chat, that you want to mention? I mean, the enchantment system and the, what is it called? Barbarian Arsenal system. It's interesting. Like, having each class, like, have an important or a very unique, specific role. So it really feels like you're playing a different class. That's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how it goes, but like, you know, there's the other side of it too, where it's like Path of Exile, or even Diablo 1, where you can put on, you know, in Path of Exile, you could make a Juggernaut Trapper, if you wanted, you know what I mean? Or in Diablo 1, you could put a bow on a freaking, you know, sorceress or something like that. Not necessarily like the best thing to do, but like, you know, it does a little bit, I feel like it's more specific in choosing class. I don't know. It's kind of like defines your decisions a little bit more. Where I kind of like the fluid, being able to swap to this or swap to that as an option. Yeah, freedom. There you go. That's the word for it. So it could be good. Like, some games do it well and some games don't, but like, I'm definitely excited to see more. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up here. Thank you all for stopping in, hanging out, and watching this video. Yeah, love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. You beasts.